All right, thank you for joining Talk About Tip Paint Club. I am your host, Rick Strohmeyer, and today we are joined with the Mad Hattress and the good folks over at Plastic Pizza. So without further ado, I am going to let Plastic Pizza do their own introduction and make sure that all bases are covered.
Hey, well, I'm Jordan. I'm one half of Plastic Pizza. My beautiful wife, Sarah, who is off camera, is here as well. We are huge fans of both of you guys. It's an honor to be here with you.
Thanks so much.
And we love to work with artists and make cool stuff, including you guys. We love you guys.
Thank you.
All right, so
Jordan's
we
like the
are.
ultimate hype man.
I was just telling Nicole of all the people and how they do hype and stuff, and I'm like, I'm pretty bad at it, but you know, I know others that are great. Chef's kiss. All right, so let's see. This is the first show for the month of June. We do 3 shows a month, and it's going to be a little chopped up. So next week we will not be doing anything live because it is 5 Points Fest in Brooklyn, and conveniently, we're all going to be there.
And they have a pop shop.
They do have a pop shop. That's awesome. You guys will get a chance to talk about that in just a second. So we're going to have this show, and then we'll be taking a break, and then we'll have at least one more show for this month. Thanks everybody for taking time to visit us during a not normal time, but you know, scheduling as it is. So thanks a lot for Plastic Pizza for joining us today. And feels weird because I have a different set of headphones on.
It's all
my sensory input is just off. So 5 points. We're all there, right? All right, quick round. What's your booth number, real quick?
Oh, me first?
Yeah. Nicole
Sarah,
and I know ours.
What's our booth number? C18. So our booth number is C18. You see why I'm in utter fear if we have to go to 5 points without Sarah, because the thought of doing all of that, just Dr. Pops and I, you should all fear for your lives. So it'll be good in either way. But yes, what was the number again?
C16.
C18.
No, C18.
C18. Okay, I assume you're all right. Cool. You're on the left.
Come on, Rick. You remember the song "C is for Cookie"? Okay.
Yes.
We're B18 or B28.
No, we're not.
We're not. What are we?
We're B28, not B18.
That's what I said. B28. I corrected it. So we're B28. We're a bingo, and information graphics to come. All right. So the big burning question for me right now is, because I was going to introduce the show as the Procrastination Station. Are you good to go for the event?
Oh, okay. So it's.
I just heard her. She's no.
So there's been some things that have gone very smoothly getting ready. So the Johnny Cupcakes T-shirt has been printed. It's in the mail. It's on the way here. That's why we were excited about giving people an opportunity to grab one even a little early. We dropped a preview buy of buying them on Pop Shop. The CZ T-shirt, we've only shown the back of the T-shirt. We've not shown the front of the T-shirt because we're so excited. For the first time ever, we're doing reflective ink. So that back piece that you saw that CZ put on Instagram, that's all going to be in reflective ink. And then on the front of the T-shirt is a pizza slice, and there's little Cambot heads as toppings, and those Cambot heads are all in reflective ink. So we've never done that before. I have no idea what it's going to look like, and I won't get much of a chance because it will be printed probably the day before.
It literally prints on Wednesday.
It prints on Wednesday. We start driving to New York on Thursday. possibly, depending on how Sarah's medical stuff goes on Wednesday. We're definitely cutting it close with that. Toy-wise, luckily, Dr. Plops has been working tirelessly at sanding.
Ah,
Here's one of the clear
Hey.
screens he's been working on.
right on.
So it says stab on the back of it.
Hard to say.
It's hard to see because, and he's still got some work on some of this stuff. What I'm really excited about is we've got the door show, the dimensional door show, and I've been working on this idea. Let's see if I have a flyer here. For a while, I went up to New York during the pandemic, and they had all the wood on the windows and all the graffiti and all the art. It was a big inspiration and motivation for what we were doing. And I really wanted to buy a New York graffiti door. And when I inquired about how much it would cost, the one that I asked about ended up being $10,000. So I was like, I don't think I'm going to be able to buy a New York graffiti door anytime soon. But it made me think of Sarah's fairy door. When we were in Sedona, Arizona, one of the best things I ever bought for Sarah is this little door that hangs on the wall. And it's called like a fairy door. It's a little miniature door. And like, it's great. It's broken multiple times and we keep fixing it because there's no way that fairy is going to lose her door. And like we've like glued new crystals on because the crystal will fall off and it gets, the cat turns into a cat toy. It disappears underneath the so door. So I knew we wanted to do like miniature doors. So I asked all the greats know you reach out to Dr. Plops for a sculpt, right? So we asked Dr. Plops, and that's when he sculpted the door for us.
Okay.
And I told him I really wanted to make sure that the door had steps so that the door could sit on your shelf. In theory, I like the idea of possibly it being able to hang on the wall as well, like the fairy door. But I love the idea of turning your shelf into a neighborhood. All of a sudden, if you have doors on your shelf, all of a sudden your shelf starts to turn into a neighborhood, which I didn't realize till the artist doors started showing up. And we'd have like, can I run off camera and grab a couple of the doors you can see before
Yeah.
everyone? Ooh, yeah. Here we go.
No, you can't.
Nope. That's the rule. You didn't sign.
Nope, you can't do anything.
Do you know whose t-shirt that is? I'm sure.
Mario.
No.
It's Dr. Plops.
Oh.
If it looks absolutely ridiculous, it's Plops's.
It's not mine because I don't wear button-ups.
This
Is
one I've not.
is he hiding or is he working?
No, he's literally he's sitting. I don't know, about 30 feet away.
I'm waiting for him to do this.
Oh, yes. Don't worry. Give it another like 20 minutes. The middle finger will stick in somewhere. So when we got the base sculpt for the door completed, I really knew that this was a special project. And I wanted to reach out to some people we had never worked with before. And there were a few people that it's really, truly an honor that they said yes and that they're participating. I'm sort of in a daze. That's where we're being able to present such amazing artists, including this one. So this is the Frank Ape door.
That's awesome.
He did a full Frank Ape character in front of and then he extended the door, which I think is incredible.
Right.
That's super cool.
I had two pieces at my last show similar because Smirks was doing the roll top doors.
Yes.
And I made two scenes, and I didn't realize I put them up. I put the doors upside down because where the thing rolls up into, I was registering that as a step. So
there's a story. The very first creatives event in New York City was at a bar. And King Gonga let me in on one of the best secrets of the entire event was if you saw Smirks and you're one of the very first people to yell, "I'm here" at her, you got one of these.
I was gonna
Nice.
go grab mine. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, she had a couple of those at the show too.
So
That's rad.
it was great because
Ganga
if you
was
were
really
one of
not
the
good at
people-
keeping that a secret, huh?
well, I was very excited. So it was also my first time meeting her. So the first time she ever met me was this like fat, sweaty dude running at her at a bar, screaming, "I'm here! I'm here!" I didn't even really know what she looked like. Somebody's just like, "She's up front. Just go, go, go!" So I started like shoving by Purple and Playful Gorilla, and I'm just shoving by everybody at the event to try to get to the front of the. And I'm screaming, "I'm here! I'm here!" And I'm looking around in circles, and she's just looking at me like I'm crazy. But I didn't care because I got this.
Nice.
I mean, you are a little fucking crazy, Jordan, for the love of God.
At
a great
least
story.
it's with a smile. I'll take it. So yes, shout out to Smart.
I do.
Shout out to Smart.
I did not mean to steal the thunder from your current project. I was like, oh, magic
No.
doors are in my oeuvre.
Yes, and what's really cool is I've been working on the door project for a while, and I thought it was really cool that you guys did a show, and it was a door show, and I was like, it's definitely in the ether. Like the door theme is really, really cool. I think it's one of those things when you see other people that are like, it's like it's a vibe. I think the door is a great
It's a vibe.
canvas to work on. So yes.
Yeah. Whoever bought my, because I had one sell and one didn't. Whoever bought the one that did sell, they get a king corpse in it too, because I used the foot of the king corpse to push into the mud to make it look like he was walking right past this fucking magic door.
Oh my God.
So whoever opens it's going to be like, big mushrooms and a footprint. Let's go back.
So yeah, we've got the doors. They're coming in. I can
Right on.
neither confirm nor deny that less than half of them are here, but I think a bunch of people are going to be delivering them to us in person. So there's a lot of people that we're meeting at the event. What's really cool is a lot of people are giving us their Zazie pieces at 5 points. So that's really cool. And it's a great place to promote. Yeah, including this incredible, well, where am I pointing in the wrong direction? There we go. This incredible artist. Shout out to Mad Hattress. She's incredible. And then if all goes according to plan, we will be hijacking a car and trying to drive to the Martian Toys event from DC. So shout out
the
to
Tokidoki?
No, mine.
Oh, yours.
Cool.
I said I was bad. Like, today is bad.
Ah, there it is! There it is!
And the worst part is he's in it too.
Yeah, but I'm bringing her my
There you go,
piece.
Mario. Thank you. I love you too, Popsicles.
Shout out to Mad Queeftress.
So where are you driving out from?
Well, we have to drive from Sarasota, Bradenton, Florida, so just south of Tampa. So
Okay.
it takes us like about 4 or 5 hours just to get out of Florida. So our own
Right.
state, there's a lot of reasons our state isn't the greatest, but one of the reasons our state isn't the greatest is just driving out of it. It takes practically forever to just get out of here.
Yeah,
So
'cause
we've got
Like 18 hours.
an 18-hour drive.
Yeah, from corner to corner, it's a long ass drive.
Yes. And if Sarah doesn't come, I love how Dr. Plop says, "Excuse me."
You're fine.
It will be the first time I will do that drive.
You're fine.
Why won't she be coming with you?
Well, Dr. Plops has never driven on that side of the road before, so for him, he can't do any driving because he's from Ireland, and the thought of him driving in New York City is just terrifying.
So you
So
can do the interstate too, and you just take the
No,
last
he
4
can't.
hours. What?
You know the interstate going into New York. The hell he can.
So here's a great interstate Dr. Plop story. So we were driving back from one of the events, and we've never had a tire blow. And it was one of those moments where you'd think like the whole van would go flying and be like, so thank God that didn't happen. So the tire, what happened was I thought like a belt had snapped. The noise
I
just was
thought the
real.
engine had blown.
Sarah
Like,
thought something.
the smell too was just horrendous.
So we're like, something's wrong. Maybe we should pull over. So we pull over. It just turned out to be a flat tire, and we're in tall grass. And very stupidly, I said, because I'm just trying to be, cautious and aware of my surroundings. I look over to Dr. Pops. I'm like, be careful where you step. You don't want to step on like a snake. Like, keep an eye. And literally, I might as well have told him that the ground was lava, because for the next hour and a half while we waited for the AAA people to show up, he was just like, "Is that a snake?"
I can
Oh,
just
it's a
hear his
doctor.
accent too, yelling, "Is that a snake?"
Yeah, literally, that's all he wrote. So this is supposedly one of the little gifts. I guess Dr. Plops has a collection of miniatures that he has to give to the Mad Hattress when he sees her.
Nice.
It's a clear critter from one of his little pizza pals. I'm having such a hard time with the computer. There we go.
Yeah,
You know what you do?
don't
Hold
make
it
me all
closer to your
emotional about it.
to your face.
There we go.
And then because like the computer
Are the
camera
nipples,
wants
right?
to register your nose.
What is
right?
this?
That's too,
There we go. So I'll
This-
tell you another great story. So we were set up in our hometown of Sarasota, Florida. So there's not a huge toy scene in Sarasota, Florida. And there's Dr.
What?
Plops and I set up with our table, and these two very nice older women came up. And so Sarasota Cougar Town is based on Sarasota, Florida. So my hometown.
So they were a couple of milfs.
So
Couple of milfs.
it's some older women in front of our booth, and the woman in front of us grabs a couple of Dr. Plops' critters, two of them, and she's like, "How much for the critters?" And Dr. Plops tells her, and she's like, "Sold." And I was like, I was very surprised that she bought critters. And the first thing she did with them is she rubbed them on her nipples in front of us. And Dr. Plops was like, "Can I get a photo of that?" Like,
dinner and a show.
That is how you know you made it in this art scene. Someone rubbed their toy on their titties.
yes.
Okay, new goal for 5
Toys for
points.
titties. Is that toys for tots?
They're shaped like ball bags. So people.
One of our local radio stations does that. So they do a toy drive.
Toys for titties?
Yeah, they do a toy. They do the toy drive at a strip bar, so that
That's a good idea. If you gotta get sex sells, so if you're gonna get people for a good cause, it's
Might as well get those titties out. Good call.
now this show is not for. This show is rated on YouTube, not intended for children. So
you have to-
We were demonetized ages ago
like,
with my mouth.
no, you can get monetized if you say swear words. You just have to make sure that it's you raise the age level to where it's not. We're not getting monetized anytime soon, but you just have to make sure the age level is appropriate, and you don't say fuck as often as you want, because should somebody complain that if you are under the monetization program, a show can get yanked just because somebody complains about it, and then like their own proper police fucking take your money away. But like I've never gambled on YouTube being a financial stream of dough. We do it because for the good times, and that's it. But we're not safe for children. That's going to be the other show. That's going to be the other channel I make.
well, especially when you've got Dr. Plops visiting. So
There you go.
I remember the first time I did Twitch with Ghostbox. Dr. Plops was here,
Oh, wow.
and I lectured him for like 20 minutes. I was like, "You be on your best behavior. You don't say anything bad. You be, And by the end of it, they told him he can say whatever he wants. And I think
No.
Gino and Dr. Plops were talking about like, jizz. I can't remember. It was wildly inappropriate. Whatever. I was like, Mario. I was like, this is my first time on Ghost Box. I'm guessing this will be the last time I'm ever asked on here again. Which is not true. They had us on like 2 weeks later, so it was great.
Perfect.
First
Yeah.
time I met Plops like in person, we were at that table at AP3. Like first time, not in person, but like first time we actually like hung out, and we were at AP3, and someone, the bartender, the waiter was like, shot of Sambuca, and I just turned and I go, who the fuck ordered a shot of Sambuca? And someone goes, Mario, and he's like, that's me. And he says, that's me, and I didn't know his name was Mario yet. And he says it with the biggest Irish accent. My name is Mario. And I'm like, the fuck it is.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Tells me his full name. And I was like, Jesus Christ, that's the most goddamn Italian name I've ever heard.
Well, what's great though is everybody asked if we were gonna have security for 5 points this year, and I tell them my answer to that is Dr. Plops. I was like,
Yeah,
Dr.
you
Plops
see
is
how
our
big he
security
is?
this year.
Oh my God.
Right. You had the tragic accident or tragic incident at. That's how I was like, I think we met at Decon. Now I know we met last year.
I ran by your booth, so what was great was Rick was right next to the exit, so he saw the whole thing. And when I came back in, I was pissed, and I was like, "Did you see that? You see that asshole? See what he did to me?" It was yeah. That was. I feel really bad. And then what was great was the very first person I called after my mother was Dr. Plops. And it was from the table empty across from you. So there I was sitting, sobbing, fat and sweaty, crying. And I'm calling my mom. I'm calling Dr. Plops. Bunny Mischief is walking up. And Skadoots is walking up. They're like, yeah, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm just trying to hold my shit together at the first 5 points. But what's great is I still consider that weekend to be an amazing success. I absolutely love and adore all of the people I met at that event. I can't say enough good. That's why this year we've doubled our booth size. So instead of being one corner booth, I believe, Sarah, are we the biggest booth at 5 points this year? Sarah was looking at the map, and I can't remember if.
I think Strange Cat across from us.
I think Strange Cat is the same size as.
Oh, wait, we're that close? Because Strange Cat's behind us.
Yeah, Strange Cat is behind
they-
us.
Strange Cat moved.
They actually had to move Strange Cat. So Strange Cat originally was
behind
closer
us.
to, and so now that is going to be Stormy Volt, I believe, and now Strange Cat is in the same room as us.
Yeah.
And I think Strange Cat and us are the biggest booth. Like I said, it's two booths. One of our booths is a corner booth. I really wanted to invest in this event. We did a full page advertisement for the door show. We love 5 points. I really love the connections and friendships that I've gained there. If people know the ice cream story from last year, they know that I ended up buying cookies for the Clutter crew after I was lied to by a random woman in an elevator that they were serving ice cream on the rooftop, which totally sounds like something Jordan would believe. If there was a picture of Gullible, my face would be next to it. So
Don't tell him that, because he knows that I am too. He's convinced me of, like, Rick has convinced me of wild shit that's, like, ridiculous.
Yeah, there's some goofy ass shit.
You have to have, when you're somebody like that, you got to have somebody like that to be around that keeps you on your toes. That's why Dr. Plops makes such a great good friend.
Be right back.
He keeps us
Keep
on our
going.
toes. But yes, we drove up to 5 points last year. We set up our booth, and because we're a glutton from punishment, directly after setting up our booth on Friday, we went and did a pop shop show from the hotel. And so, like,
Isn't that what you're doing this time?
yeah, probably. And maybe without Sarah, which is even scarier. So we did the show.
I'll be with you.
Well, yeah, thank God. I'm very grateful for our friends and family that I'm gonna probably be leaning on very hard at this event. But no, this woman in the elevator told us there's ice cream being served on the rooftop at this fancy hotel. It's the official 5 Points hotel. So this is the hotel that all the 5 Points artists are, they have like a deal for you to be at. So we were at that hotel last year. I'm in my pajamas. I look like crap. I set up a booth. I drove from Florida, and I just did a 3-hour Pop Shop show. And so we come up, the elevator opens, and it's like, like turning on the lights and like ah. So the elevator opens. I come around, and we're looking around, and there's no fucking ice cream up here, Sarah. I don't know what that woman's talking about. And we turn the corner, and there's a giant circle of people. And it's literally all the coolest people in the world. You had like the Toy Chronicles, CZ. You had the entire crew that runs the 5 Points. So, Miranda and Josh and their people, they're all sitting there in a circle. And so like at that moment, I'm like, oh God, Sarah, run. Like, like we're like, in our pajamas, we're sweaty and gross. Like this, maybe not the, we're like interrupting their cool party. And so like, what's great is they recognized us and they yelled, "Hey, Plastic Pizza." And I was like, oh no, they saw us.
Run faster.
So they're like, hey, come on over. And it was one of the nicest, coolest evenings that Sarah and I have ever had as Plastic Pizza. We got to sit down. We got to meet all of them face to face. I got to tell them the hilarious story that the reason I was on the roof was looking for ice cream. They found very funny. So what's great is by time I had told this long story of why I was on the roof, Mr. Mento had shown up. Other artists were starting to like trickle in. So I ordered Insomniac cookies for everybody. So we got like a big giant thing of Insomniac cookies. We were on the roof till like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. And we did that for a couple nights in a row. So if you're looking for a good time, rooftop cookies may or may not be happening again.
We'll keep that in mind. So like,
well, did you get your fucking ice cream?
No, not at all. So, like, there's this quote, and I if you live with me, you probably like, Jordan, how many times do you say the same crap over and over again? So there's this like that is beer is proof that God loves us, and I say that he's half right. That ice cream is proof that God loves us. Ice cream to me is like amazing. I love ice cream a lot. Literally happiness in a cup. So no, I'm still looking for my 5 Points ice cream. We can maybe do that this year.
What's your name 3 go-to flavors?
Well, so chocolate chip. So okay. I absolutely love and adore like plain good vanilla with chunks of chocolate chip in it. Then I'm a big Reese Cup fan. So like we'll go to like the frozen yogurt place and I'll just get vanilla, but I'll load it with so much smashed up Reese's and chocolate chips and Hershey syrup that you can't tell that the ice cream was ever vanilla, which is the perfect mixture because then it's not too chocolatey. It makes it really creamy. And then because of my wife, chocolate chip cookie dough. That's one of her favorite.
Oh my God, Jordan, you are so white.
Okay, Nicole. Your 3 go-to.
You just named 3 vanillas with things in it. You're like vanilla with this, vanilla with that, and vanilla. Like,
okay, Nicole, 3 go-tos. Go.
Coffee, Rocky Road, and it's fucking gelato, but hazelnut. Like no, okay. Yeah.
I go for birthday cake if I can find it. I love birthday cake. Orange sherbet. And
that's not ice cream.
It's got cream in it. The difference between sorbet and sherbet is dairy.
That's not. Oh my God.
And
me.
Let's see. You interrupt me. Okay, so like cake, anything cake. Oh, and bubble gum if it doesn't have gum in it. Like, yeah. Because some fucking places will put chunks of gum in it. It's gross. One summer many years ago, I worked for an ice creamery in St. Paul to deliver ice cream to all like the restaurants and shit. and the company meeting very much. The first company meeting was you all introduce yourself and you give out and you name what's your favorite ice cream that Izzy's makes. And I was like, everybody's like doing all the weird mixed shit and like kind of like you. And I'm like, your orange sherbet, it's the best I've ever had. And they're like, what? Orange sherbet's so plain. I'm like, but yours is really good. They also make one with an oatmeal stout that's amazing. But since they're no longer in business, you gotta go, go with what's available instead of.
Okay, is Plops near you? Because I want to know what his is. Because he's weird.
Oh yeah, Dr. Plops, what ice cream do you like?
3.
What are your
go-tos.
top 3 ice creams? Bring your
Shamrock.
Shamrock.
Okay, Shamrock shit.
Potato.
Oh,
Guinness.
So basically, he likes Van Leeuwen ice cream. Because doesn't
Oh my
Van
God,
Leeuwen make potato?
Oh my god.
So I tried their pizza ice cream on camera on Pop Shop once, and it was terrible. I feel really bad.
Their weird ice creams are disgusting.
Like, shout out to them for being creative and cool. I hate
And
like
mac
telling
and cheese.
people. We tried the mac and cheese, and it was equally vomit
Awful.
worthy.
Awful.
The
And
weirdest,
then they made a, oh God, what was it? The Grey Poupon one?
the weirdest one Izzy's ever made was beet,
Oh.
and you and my boss's philosophy was if you put enough sugar on anything, it'll taste good.
You know
And
they used to use beets to dye red velvet cakes, so
Sure.
that makes sense.
Oh, I didn't
and
know
about a golf ball size, I could eat just fine. Anything bigger, I was like, too much beet. but,
too much beef.
Too much.
but they also made a
beet.
corn sorbet once that tasted like Captain Crunch. So, tread lightly. All right. Let's see. What else have you got going on for this next
Oh.
Jazzy weekend. Talk about it.
Zazzy's weekend? By all means, before we
Oh,
start.
well,
talking about it,
I got to
Let's do
show
that.
off. There's a couple other things,
Ooh, it's a
Dr.
bomb.
Pop. This is our nuclear peace bomb. So I really like. I like
Oh, I
being
love
known
him.
as the peace and love people. It's very much, we like to, our main character, the whole concept before there was ever an image, before there was ever anything, was this story about an interdimensional piece of pizza named Peace the Pizza, and his name is Peace, and he comes in peace and is the harbinger of peace and a message of kindness and happiness, and in a time that's so crazy, and what's something that brings everybody together? Well, pizza tends to be something that brings us all together, no matter what your background is or who you are. Everybody tends to like pizza. So I love the idea of creating especially now with in these times, creating a nuclear peace bomb, because this image and this message to me, I find to be really important. So I love that we were able to create. It's hard because it's clear for it to see, but there he is.
Just
Yeah,
hold it up to your face and
Yeah, they're
look
getting
at-
the face, right?
Yeah. No, well, so like a lot of people do this. They'll show they'll show the thing, and they also want to see it in the camera. If
Yeah.
you hold the thing and just be behind it, then everybody's going to see. There you go, much better.
Yeah, there we go. There's the bomb. And then on the back, it's got the nuclear symbol, but it's got a peace sign inside of it as well.
Right on.
Oh,
So we've got that.
that's Bully's older brother.
Yes. There you go. There's the button.
Did
We've
you
got new buttons. I don't know if you watched the show. So my
Oh,
mom bought me a gift, and oh look, there's buttons too. So
You don't have access to the buttons?
well, she got me a cow, but it doesn't really sound much. Here we go. Let's try this.
That sounds much. What are you talking about?
I was worried. I love you guys have. I forget we're on YouTube. You guys get to use all the sounds. It's great.
No, that's part of Melon. So Melon has its own little soundboard. It is it's 10 things, 2 drum rolls, 2 cheers, 2. This is what I should be doing for when you
Oh, yeah. So Matt is in our comments, and he said, speaking of pizza, can we have a pop-up in New Haven Pizza? Jordan, New Haven Pizza is rated the #1 pizza in the country on multiple websites.
Well, that sounds like a match made in heaven. So
sounds like a
Brick
16-hour drive.
oven.
I would love to. Sarah's making notes on her phone as we speak off camera. So
Matt, I'm gonna ask you, Pepe's or Sally's are you talking about, or Modern? Because I'm thinking Pepe's. That's my idea.
Oh,
That's my
question for your drive. So, you're leaving Wednesday to come to the event?
no, so Sarah has her doctor's appointment on Wednesday.
Okay.
We've just sort of become like an open book, which is, part of what we do. So that's why we really appreciate people who really love and support us behind the scenes and
Sure.
are there for us to lean on.
Absolutely.
So yes, Wednesday Sarah goes for her doctor's appointment where we find out, where we stand for the weekend, and then Thursday we leave.
Oh man.
We leave with or without Sarah.
Okay.
And
Maybe without you, Jordan.
and there is a very, very slight possibility that I wouldn't be able to go as well, because it does take 2 to tango, and it's looking like, for some reason, after 4.5 years, the day that I'm needed to be a part of that tango would be a day that would cause me from traveling with Mario, which means I would have to fly up behind him, of course, at an additional.
And then you have to
Oh.
drive.
And then that we've got to figure out how I get Mario to possibly North Carolina to possibly carpool with Revised D. Possibly, he doesn't even know that. I just threw
Okay.
that out there.
Could you fly to like DC and have him pick you up along the way?
Maybe. It's one of those things that we've been trying to, our journey to have a baby has been really long. And if we didn't schedule things because we thought we were going to have a baby that week, we wouldn't have done anything for the past year. Because every week we've been doing a new procedure, new medication, new pills, new injections. Supposedly the next injection I have to give Sarah is in the ass. So she can't even give it to herself. I have to suck it up and give it to her. So if you know anything about us, you know that that's going to be hilarious. So yeah, there is actually a possibility that we've got to figure out how to get Dr. Plops in a car that he can't drive to New York. So I don't know. I don't know
We
what.
literally found out like 2 hours ago that we're gonna have to probably.
Our
Well,
fertility.
We're friends now, and all of my friends. No. Follow me on this. All of my friends that have had had trouble got miracle babies. So we're friends now. So,
They
not that
already-
I'm suggesting
they
you
know where
name the
I
kid
stand.
after me. By all means, don't.
We'll call him Strode.
But third time's a charm too. Like seriously, like all my friends.
I'm the godmother of their child.
I've watched
Yes, you
one of the
are.
miracle babies grow
Sarah
from
said it.
0 to 21, and I've watched the other one be now 7 years old. So
Thank
I've
you.
got a good track record.
It's one of those things that's very weird because there's part of me that's like, there's no way in hell that I want to go to 5 points without Sarah. So there's like, I'm cheering on but then at the same time I'm cheering on that like this all works and we don't have Sarah with us. So hopefully when everybody sees us setting up on Friday or they see us on Saturday, I will be there. But if for some horrible reason or great reason I'm not with Mario, please show him some mercy and come and give him some help.
So you're going to drive
Absolutely
straight through
not.
all of Thursday?
I'm gonna do the complete opposite of that.
So you're gonna drive through straight Thursday, all of Thursday to get there.
So the goal is to drive all day Thursday and
You're
then
psycho.
part of the day on Friday and set up on the same day. So
Right.
we would arrive. So we do how many hours of driving on Friday, in theory?
On Thursday, probably like 12, and then 5 on Friday.
So 12 Thursday, 5 on Friday, then set up, then go to the hotel, and then everybody's planning like trips to like the Nintendo store and dinner and stuff. And I'm like, it'll be a miracle if we make it there. I definitely still want to go, shopping and eating. That sounds like
The most I'm doing is that fair in Astoria with like
Well,
Snack Rabbit.
we'll trade notes to see who drove longer.
yes.
Like, yeah, I'm leaving on Wednesday, and I plan on just like strolling in on Friday. I plan on staying in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, on Thursday night and just meander on in Friday. But yeah,
What time am I supposed to be meeting you?
go for 11.
Because it's in my name, and I keep forgetting that part. I'm
Go
like,
for 11, because if I'm late, then you're early and you're on time.
yeah. So everybody in the group chat, anybody who's on the chat knows. They don't know yet. They kind of know, but they don't really know yet. I am historically on Nicole people time.
I'd say habitually.
Nicole Standard Time, NST.
I used to be early to everything. My mom ingrained it to me. We show up half an hour early to everything, blah, 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 blah. And then after I, started living outside of my mom's house and Sarah and I living together, I'm totally not throwing Sarah under the bus there at all. But yes, we're totally always late to everything. What's the joke, Sarah? The only time you were early was when you were born, because when
I
she was
didn't want
born,
to miss Christmas.
she didn't want to miss Christmas.
I
Her
don't
birthday.
blame
That
December.
was me too. The only time I was early.
I don't blame you. But no,
My dad
I'm habitually
constantly
early.
is like, "Who the fuck taught you to be late?" I'm never late. I'm like,
And yeah. She's gonna be like, I'm a product of my parents' upbringing. And since I just saw my mom last week, yeah.
Oh,
That's right. All right.
Oh.
So part of the show is we are also going to do sneak peeks. Nicole, what have you got that you can show right now?
okay, wait. Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on. I actually have.
Because I can promise everybody, if Jordan's ready, we're not.
I'm only partially ready. We're freaking out about how we're even going to get there.
Oh,
hell,
no,
I'm gonna go-
I had a nervous breakdown. I mean, if anyone saw my story the other day, I was having nervous breakdowns in general. But
I'm going to go cut laser displays on a laser cutter when we're done with this fucking thing. Then I have to come home and paint them. So yeah.
I'm resin cast anyway. So this is the prototype of it. It's the Bite Me cookie.
Oh,
It's going to come in this little dome with a little like rose in it, and then it comes with a resin bottle that's that has a drink me tag that this gentleman,
oh, me.
yeah, you made, and then these bitches are getting sanded today. Dr. Plops sculpted it.
Pebbles.
Pebbles, and she's getting a little crown here to like cock to the side like Biggie, and she's gonna be fucking lit up like neon crazy colors. So there's 13 of everything, and that's all I'm showing you right now because the bullies and stuff are mysteries. So I'm not. I mean, I could show you here. I'll show you. Fuck it. I'll show you one of them. Like we have this one, which I fucking loved because it was super pretty and it reminded me of the caterpillar from Alice. I have to stand off the bottom.
Ooh.
So these are like, they're not the big ones, so they're in between sizes from the micros that JFO had. So that's, I guess, a mini. God, I can't figure out where my fucking camera is. There we go. But they're all going to be blinded. And there's, yeah, there's 13 of everything. I thought Baker's dozen was like a cute little touch.
Yes, we will definitely be purchasing. If I can talk, purchasing one of those. Purchasing.
The pebbles.
Oh well, both. As you know,
I have one for Mario. Tell him that.
Mario.
He says it's one of those things. It's one of the great things in the best. He says you goddamn better. The best compliments. Anybody that works with Dr. Plops knows that. Probably the running joke is he's like, but do you have one for me? So it's like
he never asked me that, but I have one. Like I figure he should because he.
Yes,
you know?
so it's always a good compliment to know that it's like, you know, we're showing off all this stuff on Pop Shop, and I was like, and you can see how many I've pulled off for myself, and I was like, you know, when you sell it and you want it, that's probably one of the best compliments. And so it's like, yes, I was like, I have to steal a few things from you. So yes.
I always feel like especially if someone's making me stuff, like they should always get one, because I know like a lot of artists don't even have any, like they won't have like one of their whatever editions, and like I get it if like they make like 7 editions or whatever, they just want one of their skulls. But I feel like it's so weird to not give somebody it. Like I got one for JFO too. He's the one who fucking printed it. It's kind of just like in my brain as like it should do.
Yes. It's cool when you get opportunities to do cool shit like that. I think like the 1-of-1 card from the creatives. Sarah pulled King Gonga's 1-of-1 card, and that day.
Shut up! How perfect is that?
But that day, somebody had also pulled the Mento 1-of-1 card, and Mento saw the guy, and he wanted the card, and the guy ended up charging him like $200 for the card, and like it upset Sarah sort of. So her reaction to that was to give Gonga the card for free. So like that was something for us to do. Was
sweet.
We gave Gonga his 1-of-1 card for free. Now shout out to that person. For
$1, because it cost $1 to get it out of that package.
No, Gonga's family, he gets whatever for free. But no, and shout out to that person because they could possibly be watching. You know, fair is fair. If they're able to get $150 or $200 for their card, you know, and the artist wants to pay it, you know, I totally get it. I'd pay $200 for or $150 for my own 1-of-1. But it was really cool because in that moment, we somehow universe provided the opportunity. We pulled the Gonga 1-of-1, and we turned around and we just gifted it to him.
I would like to share something I've got for fun.
Ooh, what you got?
All right, so
Do it.
first, inspired from Decon by hanging out with Bean all weekend long, and hearing everybody say I've got cool stuff. I made the cool stuff sticker. So just like the fucking marshmallow fluff, it's cool stuff. So I got a shit ton of stickers, but I have like my own personal platform.
Ooh.
That I got a local resin caster to make me some 21, and I painted them last night. Now I have to like put eyes on them, and then I have the Mad Monster from Hot Toys by James Groman that I painted, and I haven't figured out if I want to do a raffle for it or if I want to just slap a price tag on it. If I do
raffle it, people will buy,
right.
You'll get more.
Because I'm like, it's fine. Like I'd put a $500 price tag on it, or $1,000 if you're Jack Black, or do a $10 raffle. And so yeah, or the other idea is if you spend $10 with me, it's an automatic entry into the pulling of that. So that's.
I guess I should show this too because it's Flops and I, and it's plastic pizza.
There you go. That's awesome.
I
And
saw
this
the sticker pack that you've got, and I'm like, I need to steal. I also know that Rick's got a sticker too. I need to steal stickers off you.
Dude, I'm gonna have like 10 different stickers available. I'm gonna have
this comes with the set, and then
I'm gonna have
Jesus.
individual stickers for like $3 a pop, and then I'm gonna have 4 for $10 or blind bags for $10 too. And blind bags will have at least 5 stickers in there. They're just more random and out of print shit than what I got otherwise. So
Hell yeah.
yeah, and we lost Nicole. She's probably digging on her iPad for something. That's what happens. All right, so you're gonna drive all freaking day, which good for you. That's my exit strategy. 'Cause, like I've often said that if I had any testicular fortitude, I would just leave the Sunday of an event and just see how far I get. And this time I'm actually doing it because my wife needs, like, this is a weird ass week to be out, and my wife just needs help with the dogs and stuff. In fact, she's probably going to drop the dogs off at my in-laws that are 2 hours away, so that on my way home I have to go pick them up and then I can come home.
oh, geez.
But she's lending me her car, which is going to save me a shit ton of gas, because my truck gets like 16 miles to the gallon and her car gets 45.
Oh wow.
So that's going to save me like $400 just that alone. So worth it.
Yes. Oh, and everybody should know that we'll be driving more safely. Don't tell the police. But when we're in the van, there's not 3 seats. So when we've been driving to events, I'm just sitting on a beanbag in between the 2 chairs. So like when we drove to Decon in that big white van for 40,
And then you found a cat.
and yeah, we did save a cat in the desert and name it Taco Bell. So when we drove to all of these events that you've seen us at, we've been driving in a big giant white van. I remember when we picked up GDM, he asked
Dude, that
me.
sounds the sketchiest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Well, GDM.
You should
asked
put a
us-
magnet sign on the side that says free pizza.
They're free candy.
Or freaking yeah. I remember we got asked, was this an old prison van? And I was like, no, it's not an old prison van. It's an old like electrician van. But when we are normally driving, it's Sarah, Dr. Plops, and I, right? And so because of Dr. Plops's back issues, he of course gets the chair. And then Sarah, of course, needs to drive. So then I'm sitting on a beanbag we got at Target, and I just sit on that beanbag, which really isn't safe or legal. So luckily, we've changed our vehicle, so we have a car. So I have a seatbelt.
Okay, so
Have you seen the
you grew up in America. We used to have fucking pickup trucks where there was only 2 seats, and you stuck your kid where the fucking clutch was and told them to like straddle
Or you
up and
threw 'em in
sit
the
like
back.
this in between it. We're good.
Yes, I definitely, we had cool childhoods.
I have been looking at, not that I'm in any market to buy an electric vehicle, but the iBuzz, Volkswagen's fucking revision of the mini bus, that, like, yeah, it's 2 feet shorter than my truck, and I'm like, okay. And I showed my wife a picture of it. She's like, meh, it's not an Element. And so like, it's like, I really want a Honda Element, but like they're discontinued, and I'm like, I'm not, yeah, but yeah.
You know, if I got an Airbus in this town, they would all look at me like, knew it.
But like, yeah, the electric version, my father-in-law says I will get shitty ass mileage in the winter, which is kind of like the one killer because we have 9 months of winter up here. But yeah, for a road trip, it seems like perfect. Like, if you haven't seen any review videos on that, check it out. It's fucking weird. But weird in a good way.
Well, I'm
Like
just
5
glad.
margaritas.
I love that, Dr. Plops was like, well, if we get in a car accident, your body could like hit and hurt me. And I was like, Aren't you
What?
more worried that like I'll be hurt? He's more worried that my unstrapped body will be a missile flying around in the van. So luckily for Dr. Plops, he won't get hit in the face with me.
I love how he's saying, "Oh, if we're in an accident, you're gonna hurt me," versus, "Oh, if we're in an accident, the car that hits us is gonna hurt me." Like it's not the vehicle hitting you that's gonna hurt him. It's you and only you.
Because he's untethered cargo.
I'm making the unresponsible decision to sacrifice my body for our art and our brand and for the cause. Everybody knows. I remember we were loading the van with Mr. Mento once, and we're all sweating and gross, and there's a dead run over flat rat in the gutter right next to the van, and we're trying not to touch like our boxes and stuff to it, and like it's just so heavy carrying everything. And I turned to Mento and I was like, Mento, if anybody ever tells you that Sarah and I don't do anything, I was like, you remember at this moment how hard we all work to make this shit happen. So it's really cool. I tell people when we talk to people who don't do what we do, like you guys, we set up at events, they don't realize it's like being in a band. Like, you load up your van, you prepare for weeks, then you've got to set everything up, and setup can be a huge hassle, and it can not always go well. And I poor people, I see people setting up at some of the Comic-Cons and their shit will break, and you just see their heart break, and the event hasn't even started yet. So like it's a process. So like all of us should be very proud that we pull off this miracle and this magic all the time.
Gosh, there's nothing worse than hearing a crash on setup day.
Yes! Oh my goodness! Yes, you've heard it.
Like you don't even know what it is, but it's like, somebody has smashed a dream for a minute.
The worst was it was a Friday at a 3-day event, and there was this girl with taxidermy, and we were trying to help her cover up her booth, and everything was glass. And everything was out.
We didn't help. It was the person we were with.
Well, they told us don't. There was already so much breakable stuff. So the people we were with are like, no, you guys just stay there. And as they covered up all this taxidermy, you could just hear an entire row of it all smash and break. And I just thought to myself, I was just like that. I felt so bad for the person. So if you ever at an event and you see a vendor who needs a hand, and something spills, please, help pick it up. They'll very much appreciate it.
Sure.
And
Sure.
So Dr. Plops does give them a hand job.
They'll remember who was there at the cleanup phase.
I love how Dr. Plops mentions hand job, and then you say cleanup. That's great.
Yeah, that's what I'm like.
Oh, hell, in college, I managed to put jizz mopper in a critique once. It was so good.
You're definitely not making money off YouTube after today.
Well, like, we were in graphic design, and it's like we're, juniors, seniors, and somebody's oohing and awing over this amazing illustration that they did for this fake exploration company. And everybody's oohing and awing over this thing. And I'm like, the job we're supposed to be advertising for is like custodial staff. So like, why have this guy climbing a rock wall with that? I'm like, if you want somebody to be a jizz mopper, you're not going to have like this. You're not going to have a porn. You're not going to have like somebody riding a bike. You're going to have like probably a mop and a bucket and not show the discarded material. And my professor's like, I think we should take a break. Yeah.
So on that very funny and sticky note, where I'm from is Sarasota, Florida. Do you know what infamous thing happened in Sarasota, Florida?
Which of the how many thousand of things that are in the Florida man
You
category?
guys are a fucking, what do I want to call it? Oppressed nation.
So So,
Like,
Pee Wee
I-
Herman is
Oh, yeah.
hometown Paul Rubin. Shout out to him. He's from Sarasota. He's a hometown hero. That whole movie theater fiasco that happened here. So the whole him getting caught.
Do they have
at
a fucking sign out front that says "Home of the Pee Wee Wank Child"?
I'm pretty sure that movie theater no longer exists.
Ah,
It used to be, if you know,
it has longitude and latitude, right?
right, right.
Give me a
It should be-
historical marker.
They should make it a historical monument, as the city recognizes it as a piece
Yeah.
of history.
I mean, like the GOP is all fascinated about dicks and stuff, so why not? Like,
So it's one of the things we're known for that's actually like funny, and we love. I personally grew up. I had the Pee Wee Herman playset as a kid. I had the figures. I watched the show. It was so that he is from where we live. I always thought was super cool. And then that he got caught masturbating where we live is also very funny.
because he's the only one. Because in the history of mankind, nobody has ever whacked off in a theater until he did it. Ever.
I'm like, people have sex in movie theaters. Right? So it's like two people at the same time. So what's worse, one person or two people? I don't know.
Like, everybody's just-
It depends.
All
Depends if he had a
I know,
receptacle. Yeah.
all I know is that it's normal on a subway. So y'all are like sitting there going, "Guess what we're famous for?" And I'm like, "That's a Tuesday."
That's
had-
a Tuesday.
So I had I used to work in special ed, right? And I had this one fucking time where like we had this kid that we knew was a habitual masturbator, and we knew he couldn't go to the bathroom on his own. And we're like, "Hey, where's so and so?" And I'm like, and I got up from the classroom and I could hear. I'm like,
I don't
"Are you in
even
there?"
want it.
He's like, no. And I kicked open the stall door. I'm like, "You're done." He's like, "I'm not. Get out." He was so
I'm
mad.
gonna be banned from coming on people's shows because it's gonna be like, we do toy shows, but having plastic pizza literally takes about 5 minutes for it to go straight into the gutter. We're talking about jizz and
Fuck, at
masturbation.
heart, I'm a fourth grade boy, so whatever.
Raised on Beavis and Butthead.
And here I am, you know.
Yeah, like what can I do to make Nicole hide?
Oh, I mean, just because it was a kid, I was just like, "Oh God!"
I'm like-
and I just spent like 4 hours with children before.
And I could hear
like,
my mom going,
we-
"Richard, I did not raise you to talk about shit like that." I'm like,
And then you go, "No, but Bob did."
and I'm like, "Oh, he sure as hell didn't." Like,
I know, but it's just
But,
my
like-
thing about us having our Bob dads.
like, "Oh yes, you did." I'm a product of your rearing, and but
I'm so glad that my father does not watch this podcast because he'd be like, like anytime I talk, he'd just be like, "Ma'am."
Oh hell, nobody I work with or nobody I'm friends with Facebook or that would watch this would know that incident because it's so long ago. And yeah,
He used to watch it when we went Facebook Live, and then I remember one time I said something, and he chimed in. So I started just talking shit every time, and we would go live and start talking shit about him just in case, like, you know what, in case he's watching.
and now that I'm not with the district anymore, I don't know what the privacy rules are, but I'm like, I'm still not going to mention names. I'll tell goofy ass stories, no problem. But names will still be protected because I don't know what sling I can put in my ass in. But I promise you, 14 years in special ed, there's a shit ton of stories.
He has habitual masturbator on the
Like-
list, like to
Like
check off.
when you were running around at 5 Points last year, I was like, I just finished watching a little kid do the same thing of running and swearing, and I have no idea why he's running. But the only difference between you and that kid is I didn't stop you.
There we go. That's the best.
I see a kid running and screaming while I'm at work. I go after him. Like I have no idea where they're going. You're a grown ass man.
No.
You go.
No. Grab Jordan and stop him if he's
It was-
doing that.
At the moment, though, I was a stranger, and it was New York City, and I see some crazy things happen in New York City. So yes,
That's fair.
oh, speaking of people getting ready for stuff, how about your event at Martian Toys? How's that getting
Yes.
going?
Th-
Sure.
things are arriving, and I feel so bad for my mailman. I feel so bad for this guy because he knows me by like 3 names, I think, at this point. He knows me as like Nicole Alexandra, Nicola Harris, Mad Hattress, or no, and then 4, I guess, Mad Hattress LLC, depending on like what the fuck like you like ever paid me somehow for or whatever. And he leaves them behind the wall, and I feel so like blessed for that. But I'm like, this poor boy has no idea what's coming in the next like week. He has
Dicks.
no idea. Like dicks.
Rainbow dicks.
Like I have 4 boxes here, but like I've already seen like the tracking coming, and I'm like, you poor sweet man. I should leave it like a snack basket out for you, like with a
should.
thank you.
Like
Yeah,
rainbow
he's so
cupcakes
nice.
shaped
It
like
was-
dicks.
It was especially because like he does that care of like hiding it behind the wall so no one steals it and shit like that. And like if it's raining, he puts it in a bag, and I'm like,
Yeah. Put your gift bag, gift box for him, or gift basket.
Oh,
with
you should
dicks.
give him a piece so he knows what you make. You'd be like, "Ooh, you got a piece from me as a gift." It's great. There've been a few people that
He'll be
Oh
like, what
my
the fuck
goodness.
is this?
I can tell my plastic pizza story. I've not gotten to tell this story anywhere. So we
Oh,
You
did.
heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, I got served plastic pizza for the first time at a restaurant ever, and I'm addicted to pizza. I pretty much eat it. Mario, do I eat pizza almost every day? So like, it's not even like a joke. I eat pizza all the time. So we tend not to hang out with people outside of events because we're very like if we just hide in our shells.
No, we do in this circle.
In this circle, yes. In the artist community, when it's people like you guys,
when we do random
when we're at like
events,
Comic-Cons, we tend not to hang out because there'll be like whole groups of vendors at the Comic-Cons. They'll all go to like bars and stuff. We get
It's too
invited,
much.
and we don't tend to go to those things. So we actually went out with people from the event at MegaCon in Orlando. We've started to gain all these like awesome relationships and friendships with people, and it's really brought us out of our shells. So kudos to all of the amazing, awesome friends and family that we've made.
Can I pause and ask you a question? When the fuck did you ever have a shell, Jordan?
I have it's one of those things that, you know, I'm attached to Sarah at the waist.
I literally saw you throwing tickets in the air, screaming at like at a fucking bibbity bobbity boop, whatever the hell that restaurant was called.
Well, Sarah has a shell, and I don't want to ever make her go places she doesn't feel comfortable. So, like, you could probably drag me anywhere, but Sarah is another story. So we went to a pizza restaurant with people from MegaCon, and we're sitting there and we're having a lovely conversation. We're getting to know people. We're getting to tell people about us. And the person brings out the pizza, and I start eating the pizza. And I'm halfway through eating the pizza. So you can imagine when I look down to pull a slice of pizza onto my plate and I notice something really gross, I'm automatically freaked out because I'm thinking to myself, I've already been eating this food. I'm like, whatever bad thing I've just discovered, there's no going back because I didn't discover this at the beginning of the meal. I've discovered it. So whether it's a burnt cockroach cooked into the pizza, whatever this is, because it's not good, I'm already into whatever it is. So though we're with people, normally it's just Sarah and I hiding at a table by ourselves, but we're with like people. So like I have to like keep my shit together and let the people finish like their conversation. So it's like, yes, tell me all about your, and then I had to wait for there to be the proper moment to interrupt the conversation and be like, I'm really sorry, but Sarah, I need your help. And she's like, what's great is Sarah could tell like for the
I
last
already knew, like, probably 2 minutes before this, I instantly was like, I know something's wrong.
so she
Like, I can tell.
so she could see on my face something was wrong. So I stopped Sarah and I'm like, Sarah, I don't know if like my pizza's moldy or something, but like there's something wrong. So I show Sarah, and we're at a Uno's Pizza in Orlando, Florida. And so
Oh,
I
God.
pull up the pizza slice, and it's the deep dish, and you
God.
can see like a big, thick line of like gray. And I was like, is it mold? Like, is the whole like pizza crust all moldy?
It was really bad.
And it was huge.
Really
it was
bad.
huge, and it was all down.
Like a vein.
Yes, and it was burnt, and it was like hard. And
Oh,
like Sarah
God.
said, that's not mold, Jordan. That's a hard piece of plastic. And she
Oh.
was like, there's a burnt piece of plastic in your pizza. And I was like, oh.
It's like a fucking plastic fork fell in.
So I have to call the waitress over, and in true Hufflepuff mode, I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm really, really sorry. I apologize. I have to tell you this, but
I'm a Hufflepuff too.
unfortunately,
That's cool.
you've actually served me burnt plastic. And so you could see in her face, she was pissed. She was like, I'm going back to the kitchen right now. I'm furious. Like, I can't believe somebody gave you plastic in your pizza. And it clicked in my mind at that moment what had just happened. I said, I don't think you're going to believe me, but I actually started a business, and it's called Plastic Pizza. And like you could just see on her face that like that shit did like
Kismet.
she's like, are you just making this shit up? And so like she's like doesn't really know what to make of it, and she leaves. And then the manager comes out, and
She left.
yeah, she just leaves. She's like, I gotta go to the kitchen, because she's like, I gotta tell the kitchen, and like, you know, like I was trying to tell her the plastic pizza thing to like make it like be sort of funny, because
To desensitize the situation.
yeah, I don't like complaining. She didn't fuck it up, so I didn't want to make her feel bad. So she disappears. The manager comes out, head hung real low, and
like,
he's
I told those people.
he was just really. He's like,
Oh, no.
first off, are you okay? And I was like, yeah. If I ate any plastic, I guess I chewed it well enough. I didn't notice it. So I just told him, I was like, look, I have a company. I started with my wife. We work with artists. We do pizza art. We sell T-shirts and pizza boxes. It's, so funny because the name of my company happens to be Plastic Pizza. I've never had someone actually serve me plastic pizza, and your restaurant gets to be the first one to do that. And he's like, oh, your meal. Do you want me to remake the pizza? And I said, well, I've sort of gone off on eating anything right now. But next time I'm in town and I have a whole group of artists, why don't I come to the restaurant and you can make the meal free? And he said, sure. So like, I want to take a whole, but I wouldn't take you guys there anyway, because I wouldn't wish that of my worst enemy. But at that moment, I look at Sarah. I was like, Sarah, let's do it. And we disappear to the car. And I tell the people, I said, this is totally not a dine and dash. And luckily, because we had done an event, we had all of our shit with us. So I got a pizza box. That's one of our pizza boxes. And I asked, I was a bit forward. I asked our waitress what size T-shirt she was. What size T-shirt are you? And we left. And I came back with a pizza box with 3 T-shirts. So not only did she get a tip, because we're Plastic Pizza and we're so she got a very
Better
good
than
tip,
anybody.
even though we got served burnt plastic. But she got 3 Plastic Pizza T-shirts in a pizza box.
She just was
And
like,
she-
what the fuck
I
is
think
happening?
she was like very confused, because most of the time if you gave somebody like something wrong with their food, they're pissed off. They don't like give you
Yeah.
tips.
It's a chill way, man.
They're not like,
Congrats.
hey, you
All right.
really want a shirt out of it?
We'll roundtable this for everybody's go-to pizza. Nicole, what's your go-to pizza?
Oh, pepperoni and hot oil.
Pepperoni and hot oil. Jordan?
So I used to always be pepperoni and mushroom, and then like I've been really trying not to eat meat, and I just like this makes me sound so pathetic. I just think about the animals, and then like I can't do it. So I've
You're
had
so
a really,
good.
I've had to. I've had a really hard time. Like I legitimately have like, anxiety ordering pizza. And I'm like, oh, and I just fuck it, I'll just have cheese pizza. So honestly, Macaulay Culkin style, just extra cheese pizza.
I like pepperoni and
Mm.
jalapenos. And then last
Sarah-
week,
Sarah, what's your?
Sarah, I was like, Sarah.
Sarah?
Yeah.
Pineapple is the best.
Sarah's
I'm-
pineapple all the way.
okay.
Ooh,
And then
what a-
Mario.
Mario.
Dr. Plops.
Pepperoni.
Pepperoni. Everybody, we're totally outvoted on the like meat. Sarah and I work very well together because if you had to pull a topping off, at least if you're pulling off pineapple, it doesn't make it all meat flavored. So I can pull off her pineapple and still eat it.
No, cooked food is the
But
work.
then
of
it
the
tastes like pineapple.
devil.
It does. It does. But I'm so desperate for the pizza. If I'm willing to pull the pineapple off, I'm probably desperate enough to just try to.
Well,
look past
if you're
that.
ever in the Twin Cities metro, pizza. They're like that's my wife and I. We founded our relationship based on pizza and our love
Pizza?
of Tolkien. And yeah, so we go to every pizza place to try and figure out where like the best ones are in the metro, and we have some go-to ones. And when we have friends visiting, we take them to our go-to places, not the ones that were like, oh, we tried this once. Nope, we go to the ones that are tried and true, that don't fuck around. And so, in fact, this last time we had people who visited. We bookended it with their first meal, pizza from one place, and then the last meal, pizza from another place. And it's just like, yeah, like pizza's king. So,
Well, and what's
Might as
really
well.
cool for us is because we found like a theme, which is pizza, is the restaurants have been really cool. Some of them with giving us the opportunity to do pop-ups at the pizza places free of cost. So when we're at Zazzy's, like it's the greatest thing is there's no gallery charge, right? So if you're at a gallery in New York City, normally that gallery would take a percentage.
Yeah.
So for us, I'm wildly excited to be able to provide an opportunity where I can create gallery space on the streets of New York City free of charge to the artist. So as much as I can do that, I try.
That's rad. And when is the pop-up event?
So what's really cool is I love how, so I have the flyer in my hand. So we have Zazzy's 3. I can't believe this will be our third time popping up, but it's at a new location. We're doing 73 Greenwich Avenue, and it's in the West Village. So we're really...
I live in Greenwich, Connecticut.
Really? It says...
Yeah.
That's
That's
rad,
so
dude.
funny.
So
That's
yes,
so
it-
funny.
It was meant to be.
But that's in Greenwich Village.
So
yeah.
you're driving up to do 5 points and this pop-up event in one shot.
Well, okay.
No, they're drunks. They're drunks. Listen to their tour.
So
I'm going. I'm ready to.
if all goes according to plan, we leave on Thursday.
Okay.
We set up on Friday. We have 5 points Saturday and Sunday. Then Mr. Mento, Dr. Plops, and I drive to Washington, D.C., and we set up for AwesomeCon. And AwesomeCon, we've never done before, but it's supposed to be quite large. It's supposed to be on par with MegaCon in Orlando. We're really excited that we'll be partnering with Bird Brains. He's splitting a booth with us at AwesomeCon. So shout out to Bird Brains for helping us financially make that possible to be at that event. And then we will turn the car around and go back up to New York City for a third weekend in a row where we will do a pop-up at Zazzy's on Saturday. So all day Saturday, we'll be there with the art and all of the toys. We'll do the drop. Everyone will have their opportunity to make their purchases. Then that night, we'll have a pop shop show. Everything that hasn't sold will then be available and be on display. And then I can't believe that we were given this opportunity. It's something we only dreamed about last year, and that it actually fell out of the sky this year was like, universe is listening. Tenacious Toys is partnering with Plastic Pizza to release the rainbow vinyl Piece the Pizza figure. And supposedly NYC Pride heard about that. And and shout out to Mad Hattress for catching it, because we were trying to figure out who's going to catch our pizza. So all of our pizzas were delivered from China directly to the Mad Hattress. Supposedly they're en route. So they're there. But yes, we'll be there all day Saturday at Zazzy's. But all day Sunday, we have a booth at the official NYC Pride. And they invited us to be invited to be at that event as Plastic Pizza with that show. So to be, there's part of me that's like, I don't want pizzas to sell on Saturday because I'm so excited to have them on display Sunday.
Why not have why not split unit?
Well, maybe
Split stock. That's what a lot of people do for conventions. You know that.
You just limited
Yes,
stock.
well,
There's
I
nothing more exciting than being able to have a sold out sign. So
well, my split stock that I was going to do is I love giving people the opportunity to make a purchase who aren't near us.
Right.
So Pop Shop. I love 5 points. We'll do a 5 points exclusive drop. But then on the Saturday night, all of those exclusives will be available to people who can't make it to New York. So I really love having that opportunity to give people a chance to buy things who aren't there.
Cool. Yeah.
We lost Nicole again.
Yeah, she's probably looking. Yeah, it happens.
I heard her.
I moved the cursor over so that as soon as she's live, I can move, boom, pop her back in. Melon will tell me when she joins because it'll just be like, that hat. There it is. It just did.
You're back.
There you go.
I dropped my mouse and it just
You should put your hair like this so you can be the Frida. Yeah,
Sarah does that. Sarah does her thing and she'll do a full beard. So her hair is like this. It looks like she has a beard. It's great.
Because I would do the Salvador Dali, right? You should do the
yes. I have hair, but I don't have hair long enough that I can do anything with.
Again, part of my upbringing.
I got so Saturday, we're all day Saturday, then we've got Sunday. I think we are gonna split inventory and put things up on Pop Shop so people that aren't able to come. Yes, just leave your hair like that the whole show. That's great.
Oh, dude, just be over the Frida monobrow.
What do you like that? Oh no, wait, hold on, I got a cut.
Okay, just one?
The Frida mono. Okay, so what's this?
Oh, my hat.
Oh, your pizza hat. Oh my god.
There we go.
There you go. Perfect. You look
if
like
we're all gonna have cool hairdos, I've got to at least have my hairdo.
You're gonna look like an alien invader preaching the word of pizza. I
can't see when I do that, but it's like.
All right. So let's see. We got your Pop Shop.
What time is Pride on Sunday?
You got a space helmet. That's rules.
So yes,
spaceman rule.
We have announced 3:00 start for Saturday Zazzy's. Do we know what time Pride starts on Sunday?
It's either 11 to 6 p.m. or 10 to 6 p.m. I can't remember what time it starts.
And please, everybody, come and visit us. It's gonna be a party. We're going to have Mad Hattress is going to be there. Miss Memento is going to be.
I'm literally going to be leaving, teaching children at a church art, and then going to see you at Pride. And I thought that was the greatest thing because today, our Pride for town was today, and people were leaving the church to go to the Pride and I thought that was so cool. So I was like, yeah, our church is cool, even though I don't really go here.
Because God invented rainbows.
All the kids were doing rainbow stuff today too, and I thought that was super cool. And I was like, I'm so glad I just teach you guys art.
That's awesome. All right.
So I'm gonna write it down as 10. So because we start earlier now that the summer kicked in and kids are out, so I'll be there right after.
We're very excited, though we know it's gonna be a very hot and long weekend because we're outside. Zazzy's is a pizza restaurant, but I'm sure we'll spill out onto the street most of the day.
It's 64 degrees right now, so I don't know. We don't know.
We had 92-degree weather up here with 100% humidity. It was absolutely
Please,
yucky.
please
the
tell me it's
tri-state's
going to be in the
bipolar
60s.
lately.
I would love
The
that.
tri-state's been bipolar lately.
That'd be great. I've been waiting for a nice day so I could varnish everything, and I'm like, I have to go to the shop tonight because I can't. There is no more nice days. I'm out of time.
Yeah.
That's
Oh my
insane.
god, the other day I had to put the AC on because like my resin was like goopy, and I was like, this is when the breakdown started to happen, and I was just like, okay, don't cry yet. And then the next batch came out, and I was like, okay, now I'm gonna start to cry. And I had to throw an AC in, and then it fucking started raining and got cold, and I was like, oh, what the fuck did I just put this damn thing in the goddamn window for? Like, what a waste of time. Because now it looks smart. I love that hat. Please wear that. Can you please wear that at 5 points?
I can. Okay, so
You
I'm
need
very
that
excited. I'm gonna try to bring the arcade. If you remember from the very first Zazzy's, I brought an arcade with me, and people signed it and put stickers on it. If I could show you guys, it's over here, but I'm on the computer. I've added way more stickers, but I've realized how many of our like friends I don't like. I need stickers from both of you guys because that needs to be here. If you look behind me, we also have
It'll have some cool stuff.
the payphone on the wall here.
Oh, I love the payphone.
I put stickers on the payphone here as well, and you can see where Dr. Plop sleeps.
Yeah.
Right there.
At least it's not under a pool table.
No, he doesn't. Well, we tend. I think some people slept on top of the pool table.
Oh, on top. Sorry.
Yes. But
well, at that point, you might as well just use under and like above and call it bunk beds.
Well, like Sarah said, at least it was free. And I think the person that had it hardest was JSN slept on a treadmill with no blankets and no pillow. And King Gonga slept in a room just on a hardwood floor with no pillow and no blankets. But they were it was one of those things that we had tried so hard. And, that Airbnb was what? How expensive was that?
It was like $3,000.
It was $3,000. We were the only ones that paid anything, but we were able to provide a place for, I don't know, 5 artists.
A lot of people, yeah.
For free. So for us, I really try to invest in our relationships with the people we work in and try to provide different opportunities, whether it's having space at our booth, displaying things, whether that's at places like DCon or 5 Points or at places like MegaCon and Tampa Bay Comic Con, or when we can, which we can't always. He says hand jobs. I guess Dr. Plops is the one to go to for hand jobs. But do try to provide a place for people to stay. A great example of that is Dr. Plops will be giving hand jobs at an Airbnb that Dead Boy split with us. So shout out to Dead Boy for splitting a...
So is the happy ending the only thing that stays?
Maybe. Well, that's the only thing there'll be evidence of after we leave.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So, what's really cool?
Happening?
What's really cool about this weekend coming up is shout out to Jared for really stepping up and helping Plastic Pizza create an opportunity for people to have a place to stay, because he's splitting an Airbnb with Sarah and I, and because of that, there's a place for Dr. Plops, Mr. Mento, King Gonga. I don't even remember who else might be sleeping on some aspect of a floor or piece of furniture. But everybody knows that,
Bring a blanket.
We are wherever we are. I might not have a bed of, roses and gold to provide, but we will definitely provide whatever we've got.
There's AC.
And there's AC and free pizza, so you can't beat that.
Bring a blanket home.
Yeah, bring a sleeping bag. If you bring a sleeping bag, you should be good.
There you go. That's cool.
That's
very
fair.
that's very charitable.
I am not sleeping there. I'll pop in for the pop shop, but my ass was only 45 minutes away, so I am going home.
You're very lucky. I look forward to possibly crashing at your house on one of these trips.
That would be cool, and then you can meet the real Pebbles.
Yes.
And then,
That'd be
well,
awesome.
Noodle, who's hiding over here, who's just, you know, a whole character in herself.
We love animals here. I think Sarah's got Susie here. This is
Ah.
there's Susie.
Oh yeah, it's a written rule on Paint Club that if your animal invades the room, you have to show it off.
Oh yeah, totally. My door is open because I want, like, the toys I showed you are based off of my Chow Chow. And
He's
it's like,
he's willing him. He's like, come on.
yeah.
And they know it too. So sometimes
me.
they say, yeah. I was
See
like,
which one
sometimes they stay out because they know they're like.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
want
they're
to be on
also waiting for
camera.
Alicia to get home. So they're like they've been left with me for 2.5 days. So they're like moping around, like,
Where's-
all right,
where's
are we abandoned
mommy?
with you, old man, or what's going on? I'm like, it's you and me, kids. Because last night, like they normally eat when we eat, and it's not because we feed them at that time. It's like they're grazers, and oh, how adorable! But like, yeah, so they're like looking at me at 7:00.
Oh, now I want to go. And I don't want to wake her up because she's in her bed, and it's so cute when she goes in there. Here, okay, hold on.
Oh, maybe. Oh, yep, there we go.
Hey,
It's in your ear.
There you go. You got 2 dogs or more than 2?
Oh, so we've got 4 dogs, 8 cats, 2 rabbits, and an aquatic turtle.
Okay. And this is why you don't eat meat. You can't afford it.
Yeah, and why it's a nightmare whenever we leave on the road, because when we go for 3 weeks, our animals don't. So somebody
Right.
has to help watch the farm, the pizza farm, when we're not home.
Oh my goodness.
There we go.
No, hold on. She hates this. She hates me. I know.
Oh, she's so mad. She's adorable.
So that's Pebbles.
I love the white mark on her head.
She doesn't come back here, but here's old lady
Mm.
Here,
who
goofball.
stinks like pee, but it's fine.
Yeah, I stacked my deck. Come here.
Oh, and of course now Noodle pops out of her bed because she's like, "You're not supposed to be in here."
Oh my goodness, look at the dog.
Bijou.
Your dog is amazing. You guys both have awesome animals.
Thank you.
Where's Plops? Show him.
Dr. Plops, he's comatose after Pop Shop. He's literally laying on the sofa.
Was it a good shot?
It was. I don't know who's watching, but any of the people that watch the
Okay,
show.
Okay, you can go. You can go.
The cat's like, I didn't watch the show.
Nope, not here.
It was crazy because every time we do a show, oh look, this is the cat that we found at Taco Bell on the way home from Groupon. Here's Taco Bell. Let's see if I can get. There she is.
That's adorable.
So
Hi,
I should
I love her.
also tell people we don't just randomly grab animals that we see at places. When we got there, Taco Bell was standing at the door of the Taco Bell crying at everybody, which I sadly have to say that that's not the first time that when we're traveling on the road we see that. But the thing about Taco Bell was I asked if I could have a cup to give her water, and they said yes. So I came out and I gave her some water because it's the desert. And what they said, oh, we both have our kitties. What they said about her was that she had been here for like a week, and that they didn't think that anybody, the people at Taco Bell, supposedly the girl started crying while she was talking to Sarah. and she was just like really upset because she was like, I want to take the cat home, but unfortunately I can't. And so we went on all the websites that list all the lost cats, and we even took her to 2 different vets in it was technically on the border of Arizona, so in Arizona. And they scanned her for microchips, and we really tried to find Taco Bell's home because we didn't want to just steal somebody's cat. She was so nice. She literally just crawled into our lap and laid in my lap for 40-hour drive back to Florida. So, we got Dr. Pops. Oh, Dr. Pops is here.
Okay, hold on.
Wow.
Not this one, Pops.
They
Not
stole
this
the
one.
cat. They stole the fucking cat.
We did not
Oh,
see Taco Bell.
Well, then that's fine.
So,
They're gonna fight each other. Hold on.
Oh, Dr. Pops, come back. She got pebbles. She's getting pebbles. Dr. Pops says I fell. Given too many hand jobs, I guess, right? Dr. Plops.
Hand check.
Hand check. Hand check. There we go. Look, there's pebbles.
Hello, Pebbles. Hello, Peblets.
Here, say hi.
I want a Pebbles collab.
I want her eating pizza. You know, like sticking out of her mouth like a rat.
Yeah, she could be either holding a pizza slice in her mouth or standing on a pizza slice or something.
Done.
Dr. Plops is done.
Dr. Plops is tired of my demands of him.
He's got, you know who the most popular girl at the dance is? It's Dr. Plops. Everybody wants to dance.
I told him if you weren't so good at what you do, then maybe people wouldn't bother you. So instead of, being overwhelmed, be overwhelmed, but be like, yeah.
Well, he's got to be
and
really
charge
proud
for it.
At 5 points, at your table, there's things he sculpted. At our table, there's things he sculpted. Bird brains, he sculpted the toy for bird brains. So it's like, literally, I told him I'm excited for him to be at this event because he gets to see like the spoils of his hard work, like all the doors. He, helps me bring this door show to life, and he gets to see all these people paint this door that he designed with me. So I'm really excited. As much as 5 points is super, overwhelming and scary and lots of work, I'm honestly floored to be there because it's gonna be a blast.
Yeah, he better be fucking proud of himself because 2 years ago, I love you, Plops. I didn't know who the fuck you were.
He's coming up.
I'm not even gonna say it like in like a bit. It's not even an obituary. It's like seriously, like I knew Plastic Pizza because they bought a piece from the first Pride show, and that's how we met. But like I didn't know who Dr. Plops was, and now look at it. Like I seem to have in so much shit.
Well,
so if he's listening, you better be charging for your shit.
Yes. Well, and it's cool because, I tried to be, nice. And I think that when your credo and your motto is trying to be like, we all fuck up. We all make mistakes. We're all human beings. I probably mess up 1,000 times. There's probably lots of people that I didn't do exactly what they thought I was going to do. And, I try to make sure that I hold myself to the highest standard possible, but I know that I'm not perfect. So I think, though, that people tend to connect with Sarah and I because they know that we're authentic. It's really hard to, hide how excited we are about the things that we're doing because it's something that, this to me is a dream. Like I talk about the Alice in Wonderland and falling through the looking glass. Being able to say that I work with people like you guys and to get to do things like we're doing right now. This is Wonderland. Like I don't know. It's sort of hard to see it when you're living in it and when your character's in that world. But this very much is a dream, and it's an honor to be a part of your guys' dream. So thank you guys.
Thanks a bunch, man. That being said, we're gonna wrap up the show just to make sure there's a little continuity on the way out. So, but
sounds good.
thank you for joining us today. This is like
Yeah, seriously. Yay.
bringing a different type of awareness out to the scene, to me.
Wait, Jordan, can we do it? Wait, can we...
What? Oh.
Oh my goodness.
Almost. There you go. Perfect. You should cross and then.
Beth.
Do I have it? Oh, I'm upside down.
Oh, there. Wait.
Oh, looks like.
I'm not good at double fist.
All right.
I've only taken one at the. I can't do two at the same time. I'm so
The
sorry.
sound of the dog barking means it's the end of the show.
Yeah.
Because that means Alicia was
Just like
walking in.
Neighbor
yeah.
banging on the ceiling. All right, so we'll go with Jordan, Mad Hattress, and myself, and we'll tell everybody where we can go. So tell people where they can find you.
You can find me on Pop Shop Live on Instagram and at 5 points and somewhere deep inside your heart.
There you go. Perfect.
Yes.
That's at the Mad Hattress.
yeah. That's me. Not here, but like this house here, because no sleep till literal Brooklyn, and then with and then Philly, and then with these guys, and then maybe I will take a break, but yeah, here.
I'm booth 22 B28 at 5 points, along with the Mad Hattress.
Oh yeah, that too.
Promoting Talk About Paint Club and ourselves. Find me on Rick Stroh on Instagram and the .com. Thanks you all for joining. We'll do after show a discussion next week. See you later.
Yeah.
Thank you. And gotta go and stream.